What's up, everybody? Nobody's here yet, but that's okay. This is how the beginning of live streams are always weird, especially as a small YouTuber, because like every time I start one of these in the beginning, I'm always like, oh, nobody's here, nobody's listening, I'm talking to nobody, and it's freaky. But then people end up joining, and it's okay. But in the beginning, I'm always like, oh no, what if nobody joins? What if I just talk to myself all day? And, I mean, at the end of the day, isn't that what most of my videos have been anyway? It's not like I haven't done videos where I'm just talking, right? It definitely feels a little bit awkward sometimes, though, for sure. Like right now, I feel awkward. I gotta be live so that people see and join, but I have to fill the live part with content. And so this is where narration comes in, which is what we're going to talk about. Hooray! The act of being able to narrate is super, super beneficial. And if I look at my life and I look at skill sets that I have now that enable me to live the way that I do compared to things in the past, one of the most obvious skill sets that I've developed that has enabled me to earn more money is to practice narration. Narration is when you are talking as you are doing something, or as a video is playing, or as a scene is showing. Anytime something is happening and you are providing a constant, that's the key, constant dialogue, that's narration. So in a lot of my videos, I'm working on something and I'm narrating what I'm doing. I'm working on a project on the computer and I'm talking about it as I'm doing it, right? And what's really interesting about narration is that it definitely uses a lot more mental resources and energy than just doing something. In my case, for example, when I narrate while doing something, I enjoy it more. I'm less preoccupied, so it's easier for me to focus because it's interesting. Like, say that I have to do a task. If I'm not narrating it, I may get bored of this task. Whereas if I'm narrating it, it's usually easier for me to do it for a longer amount of time. However, it is harder to work efficiently while narrating, because you have to actively talk about everything you're doing, so it becomes easier to get lost in a train of thought or to go on a tangent or something like that, right? Whereas if you are just doing something, it's easier to kind of stay focused in the moment. But from my perspective, a lot more boring, which means that I don't stay focused in the long run, right? Narration is a very, very useful talent, not only for making tutorials, but also for doing things like live streaming or creating video game content. There's a lot of different ways that you can monetize the ability to narrate. So you growing this ability, even if you feel like it's not progressing, like say for example you're streaming, you're playing video games, and you're practicing streaming, you're practicing narration, and nobody's watching your video game streams, that is still productive. You are developing the skill set of narration. Even if you're just playing video games and talking about what's going through your head as you play the games, you are practicing narration. And narrating is a really useful talent. It is definitely something that you can grow and use to earn money on the internet. Especially with how YouTube channels are and Twitch channels and how big all of these services have become, you can absolutely earn money doing these things, right? So narration is a really big thing in my life personally, and it's also something that's really fun and enjoyable for me. Like, basically, in my life before YouTube, my life lacked meaning. I didn't feel like the things that I was doing really mattered that much. I didn't feel like I was making a difference or really helping anybody. I didn't feel like I was doing anything good, really. I wasn't very happy with my life, if that makes sense. Whereas now, because I run a YouTube channel, I get to connect with people. And YouTube has completely changed my life personally, just because it's enabled me to develop myself in a way where, like, I could die tomorrow and everything I've worked on, all the things that I talk about, my energy, my mentality, it's really well documented on YouTube. So it's like, it's not about being famous or well known or having tons and tons of subscribers. It's more about just being able to be found in the first place. Like, say I didn't have a YouTube channel. Well, if I died tomorrow, then any kind of information I have would die with me, aside from the things that I'd shared with friends and family, right? So that's a problem. Whereas when you run a YouTube channel and you're talking about everything, then even if I were to die tomorrow, people could still learn from the information I acquired. There's not stuff in my brain that isn't also communicated somewhere on my YouTube channel. It's not super organized. It may be in the video, in the middle of a video about something else, or in the end of a video about something else. It may be in a video that starts really boring, so nobody watches it, but then they progress and they get to the more interesting part. But it's there, and that's what counts. And it does something to you as a person, like knowing that you're creating content regularly that could be useful in the future to people. It's just so inherently satisfying. And it's interesting too, because for me, the act of making the videos both teaches me how to do the things properly and also develops my reputation as a teacher. So I can find things that I want to learn about, that I want to do, and I can start making videos about them. And I learn from making these videos more than I would if I was just interested in the subject, right? And then also, I'm able to move forward in the future and distribute information and be compensated for it because of videos I do in the past when I'm trying to learn something. So YouTube just kind of fits into place perfectly to be a catalyst in this sense. So narration is really important in that. I'm trying to tie everything together, right? Still nobody here. This is I have a feeling on this call, maybe nobody's gonna join. So I gotta keep talking for the whole thing, which is quite draining. But it's an exercise, right? Yeah, the combination of narration and a YouTube channel is just really, I don't think there's anything else in life that helps you or helps as many possible people as running a YouTube channel. When you become known as an individual in the specific interest niche that you're interested in, everything else gets way easier. And you don't even have to have a good reputation. Like, it's important to have a good reputation. It helps. But even if you have a controversial reputation, if people know who you are, that means you can do something with that. Like, say that you make some mistakes, you make some failures, whatever, and people don't like that, or they judge you for it, or you get some hate. The reality is, yeah, maybe they're hating on you, but they know you exist. And that is really powerful. Once people know you exist, then it means that you can do a whole bunch of different things. It makes everything a catalyst. Now, I guess that's the theme of this. We're talking about YouTube opportunities. I'm ranting about narration, YouTube. What other specific skill sets are necessary in order to live a life like that, where you run a YouTube channel and you communicate the content in a way that you get to learn about stuff and also earn money from it, right? Because there's a lot of blocks that we have in our minds that stop us from starting a YouTube channel. In my case, I knew I wanted to do YouTube for a couple years before I actually really started doing YouTube. Like, I knew, like, okay, I think I have the personality that I could do YouTube videos. Like, I felt that way a little bit, but it took a long time for me to feel that way. And even once I felt that I had the personality, I didn't feel like I was smart enough. I didn't feel like I knew enough. I didn't feel like I was successful enough. I didn't feel like, I don't know. Honestly, there were tons of different reasons that stopped me from doing things, from creating content. And now, looking back, none of those reasons mattered. The act of making videos put me in a position where I became articulate, where I became comfortable on camera, where I was well connected with a lot of other people in the industry I was interested in. But I wasn't ready for any of that in the beginning. I wasn't trying to do any of that purposefully. Like, when I first started making YouTube videos, I remember I was like, oh, I have an Anchor store on eBay. That's the biggest, like, subscription you can have. Maybe people would like videos talking about my experiences with eBay. I bet I could make 5 videos. Yeah, I could totally make 5 videos. So I wrote down a list of 5 different video ideas, and then I made one of them, and I didn't do anything else for like a month. And that was how I started YouTube. Okay, that's not technically true. I'd posted like a video or two before that video, but they didn't get any kind of attention at all, and there wasn't any kind of regularity. Ho ho! What is up? Okay, Jamie. Hey, man. No, this isn't closed. You can join. Every Friday, anybody can join. And that is awesome, because I have just been talking to myself for the past 20 minutes. But I was able to do it. I kept going. I didn't get to the dreaded pause, loss of words. And Drawing for Kids, how you doing, man? Or girl? I'm not sure. I shouldn't make assumptions. See, I get confused by the chat, because when I look at it, when I look at the live chat on my phone, Muhammad, how you doing, man? And Teo, what's up, guys? I get confused by the live chat because, like, on my phone right now, it says nobody's watching the stream, but I can see people talking. So, yeah. Hey, Sonia. Yeah, okay, so there's definitely a couple people. Yeah, for some reason it's not showing. I'm seeing the messages, but I'm not seeing the participants, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. I'm glad. That means people are actually here. I wasn't just completely talking to myself entirely. Yeah. Oh, Jamie, the invite link. 1 second. It's in the description of this video. So, anybody watching, you could go to my YouTube channel. You go to the live stream. I'll share it in a second. Okay, we go here. We're going to go to my channel. Gonna click on videos. Gonna click on the live stream. Oh, look, there's 6 people watching. Okay, go here. Cool. And now, so you see this link right here that says join the live stream, and then it says https://zoom.us. If you click on this, that's going to open a client, a Zoom client, and then you will be in this room with me. Okay? Here, I'll send you the exact URL, Jamie. Maybe you're watching on your phone or something and can't get this part. Oh-ho! Is that Jamie? Yeah, it is Jamie. What's up, man? Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that you appreciate my ramblings. It's funny because in my head I'm just like, oh my god, there's no one to talk to. I gotta just talk about stuff. What's generic, positive, uplifting stuff I can talk about? Okay, talk about that.
Jack,
hey,
isn't your generic uplifting things all there is to you? I think we all appreciate that.
Yeah, I guess.
No, some of them are more specialized, less generic.
Yeah, exactly. Drawing for Kids says, I wish I had good English to talk with you. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Well, I wish that I had.
Draw everything.
Yeah,
Because
it's
if
true.
you're good at kids, generally, you're going to be okay explaining anything graphically.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny now, like language barriers are much less of a thing than they used to be. Like I say this as an English speaker living in a Spanish speaking country. Like inevitably I'm learning Spanish. I'm not really trying to learn Spanish that hard, but I definitely like I am learning it, right? But
Yeah.
you can use, especially if you're talking through text, like you can use translation services now super super easily. But I guess I'm being a bit misleading here because I'm talking about English to Spanish, which is one of the like most commonly translated and most available translated languages. Whereas now that I think about it, when my like viewers will message me in Arabic and I try and talk to them, sometimes like the things I end up saying do not make any sense at all. I'll be like, yeah, good luck with your cat, that's great. It's like
Well, on an individual basis, communication barriers have been removed. But if you look at it on the scale of things, due to globalization, as we connect more, there are more interactions that have that barrier. So overall, we're actually encountering more of these barriers, and thus building better systems to conquer them. So eventually, it'll be a lesson thing. But as a societal whole, it's quite the inconvenience, and it becomes a growing inconvenience. Providing a single language, though, is not a solution. Um,
So you're saying that there's more opportunity to use a translator, but that doesn't mean that everybody's using translation services effectively. Like
there are
because the
more people
globalization,
needing
there's more
translation
people.
services, is
Gotcha.
all I'm saying. So
Yeah.
because there's more communication barriers, but the barrier is now lowered for everyone. There's just more people experiencing the barrier.
Gotcha.
So
That makes
yeah,
sense.
it's definitely easier. Like even like Arabic and stuff has relatively okay. It's still awful translation, but it's definitely better than it has been in the past.
There's definitely tricks, like at least with Spanish, I've learned that. So I used to just put things in the translator and then just trust what the translation was and use it directly. But now I understand that you have to like simplify your English, use very short sentences, and not have lots of words in each sentences. And if you do that and you make sure that you do the translation and then you flip it. So you copy the translation and put it back
Let's
into
see
the
what it
front of
comes
the
back to.
translator and see what it comes out as. If it comes out as what you expect, that's great. But you'd be surprised how often you think you're saying one thing, but you actually use the wrong adverb. So instead of you being like, oh, I feel really excited today, you're like, you feel really excited. And that can have different contexts, especially because in Spanish, like excited in English means like happy. It could mean like sexually excited, but that's not specifically what it means. Whereas excitando in Spanish means sexually excited. So like there's a lot of times where I've been trying to say, oh, I'm really happy about this or I'm excited. And then my friends are like, huh? Like, because I'm basically saying that I'm sexually attracted to something. And it's like, they're like, what the fuck, Jack?
Oh, geez. So it would be like the same as like horny would be for our languages,
Yeah, yeah,
but it's
exactly.
excited, right? That's interesting.
So Theo,
I feel like we've went on from talking about life advice to translation. I think it was more interesting before. Jack, tell us your ways. What's your 5-step process to getting happy? Like it has to
oh
be five
man.
steps. Any more, it's too much. Any less, it's not marketable.
Focus on free time. Ah, that's 4 steps. Only focus on free time. There you go. 5 words. That's a step. I don't know. Blah, blah. Anyway, there's a question. Um, Teo says, I have a couple questions about online arbitrage, if you don't mind. Shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
shoot
my
means yes.
consultant, so he'll answer.
Yeah, we're happy to help with any questions. Jamie, you're gonna answer some online arbitrage questions. You ready?
Oh, jeez. Best price update software for eBay now.
So this is a different person asking a question. Man, live streams
Oh,
always end up being about drop shipping. So SCon says, what is the best price update software for eBay nowadays? This really depends on what you're doing on eBay. If you are taking a software approach then you're probably going to use a repricer that's built into whatever software you're using.
Yeah. Also, you don't really need it to like update on a daily basis and stuff, and all of the services handle that. It's really just a question of how user friendly a service. If you're wanting for the simplest software, you know, that's its own question. As for the best, any of them are suitable.
If you're using like API solutions, they're pretty similar nowadays. There used to be like less options, but now because of the competition, they've kind of like made it so that things are cheaper and more available. But regarding like, say that you're running a manual store, let's talk about non-API solutions. So you're not using a drop shipping tool to post or reprice your items. In this case, you have basically two different routes you could go down. You could go down using software that doesn't have an API link, like SkuGrid or DropX or whatever other competitors are going to show up in the next couple of months. Or you could use a team of virtual assistants. Either way, you're going to be using spreadsheets to keep track of your prices and everything. So if you want to handle repricing properly, and you're not using a drop shipping suite that handles your repricing, you are going to have to get comfortable with spreadsheets and CSV files, because these are essentially, you're either going to be having a spreadsheet that your VA uses, or you're going to be having a spreadsheet that your software uses. Either way, you have to get comfortable using CSV files and working with spreadsheets in either Excel or Google. Google Sheets is good because it's free. So free is awesome. Teo. Sorry, go on, Jamie. I'm talking a lot.
I was actually going to say his question.
Do you want to read it then?
I am outside the USA and I want to start an Amazon online arbitrage site. What can you do for me, Jack?
You added a part to it. But no, what can we do for him? You're part of this call.
You figured that one out.
So Amazon online arbitrage.
We're looking into it, but haven't started yet. We need to expand our system for it.
This Amazon online arbitrage, this term is a bit general. That could mean a lot of
using Amazon to go. Oh,
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it could mean that like you're selling on Amazon. It could mean that you're doing Amazon FBA. Some people will call that arbitrage, even though I think technically no, it's still, because arbitrage is basically when the opportunity to make money exists, right? Like, what does arbitrage mean to you?
Arbitrage specifically means to me to mislead the direction of something in order to allow your own desired function in. So let's say I were to engage in political arbitrage. That would be me misguiding someone else's principles to result in my benefit. In the economic world, it represents you misleading the direction of sales so that you can benefit.
Let's see. So if I go to Google and I'm like, what is arbitrage? Let's see what comes up. Okay, Google thinks that arbitrage is the simultaneous buying and selling of securities, currencies, or commodities in different markets or in derivative forms in order to take advantage of differing prices for the same asset. That is a bullshit definition. Fuck. That's so lawyery.
It comes from arbitrary, which is, the person who gives judgment.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I'm thinking of something else.
Because according to Google, arbitrage is when basically different prices exist for the same product and you take advantage of that. That means that's what arbitrage is, according to this definition. But really,
and then there's dividend arbitrage, tax arbitrage, a whole bunch of different forms of it.
I've used this word so many times, and it's been used so many times in the niche that I'm in, but I still don't like. I don't know. I feel like arbitrage is kind of vague, and it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Oh snap! Someone asked why I got banned from eBay. That's fun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I will show you guys.
Trademark trolls.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna go to Walmart and I'm gonna show the items that got me banned.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. So for those of you guys who are watching this, I used to sell on eBay. That was like my thing. But in September of 2018, I woke up one Sunday morning and I went to check my orders in my 102,000 item eBay store, and there were no items posted.
Oh,
Say it again.
there was no more items, Jack.
No, they were all gone. I woke up and I was like, "What the fuck? My whole store is gone." And I didn't
how close were you to the edge? How close was that final slice?
What do you mean?
Were you bleeding out?
I was already like gone. Yeah. So what Jamie is referencing, guys, is that. So I was getting into dropship, or I'd been doing the bulk dropshipping thing. eBay launched this enterprise store, which allows you to post 100,000 items, and you pay 3 cents per item. Before the store, you paid 5 cents per item. So from my perspective, I was like, that's almost half off my biggest bill. That is amazing. So I went all in, right? Committed to a year of this enterprise store, $3,000 a month. And like I started this like April 1st, something like that. So April 19th comes by and eBay changes everything for dropshippers right after I got all in on a strategy that essentially was invalidated because of these changes that eBay made. And in addition to that, that was enough to completely fuck me already. Like that alone was enough. But in addition to that, I was using a tool to post all my items, right? 100,000 items a month. That's a lot of posting. And this tool is called HydroLister. And HydroLister placed a 4,000 item per month limit, which meant that I could only post 4% of the entire store. So I was so fucked, like super fucked. I was freaking out. I was like, what am I gonna do? I can't, like, I have to keep paying eBay. If I want to get out of my contract, I have to pay like 30% of like 11 $3,000 payments. So that's like $10,000. I don't have $10,000. I was freaking out. So
11 grand.
Yeah, actually more money than that, right? So for me, getting banned wasn't a bad thing. Definitely wasn't a bad thing, because it turns out that if you are banned by eBay, if you are in a yearly contract, they actually release you from this contract without you having to pay an early termination fee. So this is the only way that you can get out of a yearly contract without having to pay that fee. So I got lucky. But back to what actually caused me to get banned, because this is kind of useful for you guys. There's a company called GK Hair. So if we go to Google and we go gkhair.com, this is owned by a group called Van Taboli, and they are a beauty product company, and they are ran by assholes. Like you can tell just because if you go to Glassdoor, do you know the website, Jamie? What is the thing it allows you to like review?
Employers.
Glassdoor, is that right? Glassdoor.
Yeah, I think it's Glassdoor.
Yeah, if you go to Glassdoor and look at GK Hair, maybe it's changed, but when I looked before, it was like half of the people just hated, like half of the employees were like, this is horrible.
Yeah, 3.7 stars is not good, and they're hiring. Of course, they're gonna need to be hiring.
3.7 is better than it was. It was like 2.1 or something like that, and all of the reviews were complaining about the personality of the CEO and how he like abuses his employees and stuff. But
they've
anyway,
done something because he's got a 100% approval now.
Oh yeah, maybe he's different. Oh, okay. So
the cons list. on some of these messages and the advice to management section. Holy fuck. Hey, if I were to read this would take up your whole hour.
It's long,
Someone's
right?
really passionate about this. I'll find a good quote from it. Give me a minute. You can do as you please.
Okay, so now that Jamie's finding some smack about the company that got me banned, I'm gonna find some of the products that I posted that got me banned, so you guys can avoid posting these products. Okay, so anything with the phrase global keratin, these are GK hair products. Here we go. It's a 10. Chi. These things. See? If you sell this product, for example, this hair taming system, you can post this on eBay, and even though it's a legitimate item, you're not faking it, it's not false, you're not counterfeiting anything, the owners of GK Hair will see your eBay listing, and they will report you to eBay as a counterfeiter. And they do this so that they eliminate the competition of people posting their items. They don't seem to understand that people are buying their items from their their sellers and reselling them, right? In their heads, you are falsifying everything. So essentially what happened with my store is that I had 3 products from this global keratin company. I had this global keratin hair taming system. I had another product that was called like GK hair something, and a third product that was just global keratin. And the problem is that normally you would get in trouble for all 3 products at the same time. This would just count as one violation, and you fix everything, and you only get in trouble once. And even though it's counterfeiting, which eBay takes seriously, it's not that big of a deal. However, unfortunately, in this case, I had 3 GK hair products in my store, and they all had different words in the titles. Only one of them had GK hair, only one of them had hair taming system, and only one of them had global keratin. So the GK hair company noticed this and only reported one of my items. And then they waited just long enough for the period of immunity to end, and then they reported the second item. And I looked in my store trying to find similar items, didn't find anything. And then the same thing happened a month later. They reported the third item. And that is essentially what put me in a position where I was 1 strike away from losing my eBay account. And then I was selling this product, Neurobian. Neurobian. So Neurobian is a nutrient. Ironically, it's actually also for sale in Nicaragua. I see this everywhere here. Neurobian is trademarked in the United States by one company, and Neurobian is trademarked by Europe in another company, is trademarked by another company in Europe. So by me saying that I was willing to ship this item to Europe, as far as the European company is concerned, that is me directly violating trademark law. So that was the 4th strike that led me to losing my eBay account. Okay, guys? I lost my eBay account because of Neurobian and GK Hair Global Keratin Hair Taming System products.
A company that has reviews such as, how about responding to those suggestion posts instead of just responding to them once, saying, stop asking for these things, it's not happening?
Wait, they said that?
Yeah. Why would they put out a suggestion box in the first place? Your leaders won't care what their people are saying about them if you don't hold your leaders accountable to the feedback their team is giving them. A leader needs to come in and say, what can I do for the team? But instead comes in and says, oh, hold on. Oh, jeez, it's just all a bunch of trash. Yeah, they're a horrible company, like Jack. Yes, it was the combination of the two, I guess, not just. So it wasn't just the hair people that put you in trouble.
It was 75% the hair people. The hair people got me in trouble 3 times, and the 4th time is when I got banned. So the hair company put me in a position where I was only one item away from permanent ban. So then that inevitably happened, and boom, it was all over. Okay, so there's some other
There's a lot of questions that I've built up, Jack.
nice. You want to pick one?
I think we should do them in order. The second question is, which is one? Oh, the second question is, which is one do you advise me to resort to, e-commerce or dropshipping? The second question is, what one do you want me to resort to, e-commerce or dropshipping?
Nice. Good correction there. At first I was like, huh?
Dropshipping is e-commerce.
Yeah, so e-commerce isn't necessarily dropshipping, but dropshipping is a form of e-commerce. E-commerce is e-commerce means anything that is sold online, whether it's a digital product, a physical product. If you can buy it online and sell it, it's e-commerce.
Yeah. Do you reckon he means set up like a Shopify website or do drop shipping on like eBay? Like, do you reckon he?
That would be my first guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Mohammed, could you verify that? Are you talking about setting up like a Shopify store in your own online site versus doing an eBay or Amazon drop shipping? All right. Other questions?
Oh, there was one. So he asked a question before that. This is a really common question, especially from the Moroccans. How to find the winning product? What is the winning product? How do I find the winning product? Where is the winning product?
Just build a scraper that can look through absolutely all the sales information of all the products and then just order them.
Yeah, just build your own software, you know.
just from the ground up, something that took us a year to develop.
So, Mohammed, it's important to understand that it's not as simple as there just being a magical item and you find it and when you post it, it sells all the time. There's potentially magical items that could be magical, but other things need to happen as well for them to be activated, right? So like an item it needs to be the right item in the right place and also at the right time. It can't just be the right item. It's important to understand that there's a lot of other variables and it's not as simple as just being like, give me the selling item, I'm gonna post it, I'm gonna make all the money. Unfortunately.
Yeah, for example, hoodies and stuff will sell much better in the winter, even if it's a really good quality hoodie that people do find very popular. It'll only sell whenever it gets colder. Or we're selling workout DVDs at the moment. If you want to look that up, it's the 30-minute insanity workout DVDs, and it's because it's coming into a warmer climate. People are more engaged at this point. As well, the stock of Insanity, the standard one, there's like a standard one, then there's like a bootleg one. The standard one is out of stock, so people are moving, and that's just like moving to the other variant of it, and that's just due to weird trends that happen to a line. So we wouldn't have known it would have been a good idea to do the workout. It just so happened that because other things caused its trend to go up, we wouldn't have been able to predict it. If you want processes for predicting what's going to sell, though, if I was to do it manually and want to do it manually, I would start by looking at some of the larger drop shippers and having some way to copy and paste all of their items into something else, and then just checking their sales information, and then maybe start from there. How do you find other drop shippers? Well, just search exact items from Amazon into eBay, and then just go through different sellers that are selling it and check if there's any other products that they're selling also on Amazon. And if so, they're a drop shipper.
Yeah, well, we'll show you real quick, guys. So if you're watching the live stream, you can see my screen. You can find other drop shippers super, super, super easy, okay? So first, you got to figure out, all right, do you want to find drop shippers who use Walmart or who use Amazon or who use Home Depot? In this case, I'm going to find a drop shipper who uses Walmart. So I'm going to start on walmart.com. I'm going to search for something that people would be selling, such as, I don't know, like I'm going to search for chair. and I'm going to find what looks like a really good product. So let's organize it. So 2-day shipping, and we want to find a product that sells a lot, because this inevitably means some drop shipper is trying to sell it somewhere. So let's get rid of these variations. Let's see. All right, you know what? This is okay. This is a bestseller. It's cheap. It's got a bunch of reviews. All right. So now what you do is you copy the title exactly, because a lot of people aren't even going to bother to change the title. Now you go to eBay and you search for the item that you found on the source, in this case Walmart. Remember, we're trying to find Walmart dropshippers. So we open up this. We just searched for it on eBay, right? And there's surprisingly only 4 results, which is...
That's really rare, Jack, like usually. There's like at least 5 or 6.
I'm really confused. What if I take away the ending here? Make it a bit more general. Oh, 5 results now. Oh, look at that. Nice. Okay. So now we've found 5 drop shippers of this item. I can't believe there's only 5. That's crazy.
5 sounds around right for me. Like it's a very niche thing, and maybe.
Yeah, but Mainstays is that's like the Walmart brand.
Mainstays. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. I'm very familiar
with
Walmart.
They're generic.
I was thinking it was just niche because it's just a chair that's a particular color and it's cube. And it's like a fold chair. Like it's just very specific.
So in this case, we have found a dropshipper, and if you really want to, you can scroll into their description and you can look at their template. And sometimes you can even identify exactly what tool they're using. You can glean a lot of different information. You can even find who's teaching them if they're using templates. Like you can Google the templates and identify groups of sellers that use the same templates.
I didn't think of that one.
There's a lot of research that you can do. But it's pretty easy to find other dropshippers, guys. You just do this essentially. Anytime you just look at your source, find a popular item, and then search for that item on eBay or whatever platform. You could also search for Amazon, and then you're going to find sellers of the same item, and then boom, you've identified dropshippers. Muhammad says he wants to ask about negative account balance in PayPal. And I don't know what exactly he wants to ask, so I will just share what I know about your account being negative in PayPal. When your account is negative in PayPal, you want to make it positive as soon as possible. If your account goes...
Is that why it has to then watch your videos?
Yeah, maybe.
Continue.
The PayPal does not like it if you have a negative balance. So anytime your account goes negative, you have triggered a chance for PayPal to now place a limitation on your account. They could place a rolling reserve. There's a collateral reserve. There's one other rolling reserve, collateral reserve, and a withholding limit. Those are the 3 main limitations that can be placed on your PayPal account. Anytime it goes negative, you increase the chance of that happening. From PayPal's end, that the fact that your account went negative means you are classified as higher risk. So if this happens more and more, you are placing your account in jeopardy. It's really not good for your PayPal account to go negative. Like for me, the first time it happened was when I had a return for like a $1,200 order, something like that, and it made my account go negative like $400. And a rolling reserve was placed on my account within like a week or 2 of that event. So it's possible the rolling reserve had nothing to do with that, but I believe that it was a risky action that caused my account to get flagged, and then PayPal placed a hold on me because of that. You can work through everything, but Negative is bad, definitely.
Um, hey Jack, how are you doing? And do you still think about doing drop shipping? Two questions there.
Uh, I don't personally like. I like talking about drop shipping, and I like talking with people who are interested in drop shipping because I'm very well connected and educated about drop shipping. So I like drop shipping information, but I personally don't have any interest in actively drop shipping myself, because for me, there's no longer a need to. Before, I was unhappy with the quality of my life, and I wanted to live a life where I earned money doing what I love. Drop shipping represented an opportunity for me to have that life where I do what I love for money. Um, but now I make videos. I do what I love for money, and I don't need to drop ship. My circumstances have changed, and I'm very, very happy with my quality of life. I'm not trying to change it. I'm able to earn money online, and I make products that I own. I have my courses that they like. I don't have to pay somebody else in order to get their permission to use their courses. I create my own content. And this works around a lot of the instability that comes from drop shipping because you're selling products that other people have made or created. Ultimately, like if you want a lot of money and you want stability, then you should be the person creating these products that people are trying to sell and trying to earn money and middleman from. If you can change your situation so that instead of you selling other people's products, you are creating products that other people are selling for you, it's more ideal to be on the side where you own the product. It's kind of like with a business. Do you want to be the business owner or the business employee? You know, depending on what you want, you might want one versus the other.
Well, here's the thing as well. Does anyone really like responding to customers? At the end of the day, it's liking the money that ends up in your account at the end of the month. Especially with the dropshipping, unless if you really have a flair for customer responding and stuff, then perfect. It's a great job for you. And then there's the other aspects of it. Maybe that's enough to keep you going. Maybe investigating products and finding new products to sell is your thing. But at the end of the day, I don't know if drop shipping as a process manually is particularly fun. Like artists, they get to create
It's a
new
nice
things.
way to say it's boring.
Programmers get to work with all weird shit, and it's very like mentally stimulating. As for the manual, it can be pretty mentally stimulating to find the good products and stuff because there's some niche products you can find. Those thunder and a ball, that's what it's called in the game industry, can be really, really great money makers for you, but respond to the customers in that product because that can be that fun. I don't know.
It's all relative.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
now we have some comments from Drawing for Kids. Hello, Jack. I take a decision to create a YouTube channel, and because I stay in Morocco, and as you know, YouTube at Morocco don't make a good benefit. So one day I had the idea to create this YouTube channel, The Art of Drawing, in order to create an audience outside of my country. And then Zachariah, so most of these people, they live in Morocco, Jamie. Zachariah
Right.
said, drawing for kids, make videos in English, targeting international and US audience, and you'll make as much as any YouTuber if you have enough subscribers. YouTube pays by views, not by location, right? So, sort of. It is definitely, sorry, go on, Jamie.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's not based off of your location. That doesn't really matter. It's what's being targeted to you, and if you like. Also, that's not entirely true. I do believe YouTube doesn't like push as much to the Russians and stuff because they're often using proxies that falsely identify the location,
Yeah.
meaning that as an advertising unit, they're not worth as much. It's like if I try and advertise on the Play Store to Americans, they're the most expensive group to market to because they're so saturated with ads and stuff. They need to pay a higher amount for engagements. But yeah, no, you can still make your YouTube successful regardless of where you're getting views. 100%.
So Zachariah, YouTube doesn't pay you by views anymore. Like, okay, so it kind of does. Like, say you get 1 million views on a video and it's monetized, you're going to earn like, more than $100 a day from a video with that many views. Like between 100 and like $1,000, depending on the category that it's in. But you're not being paid for every view, if that makes sense. The way it all boils down to how advertisers are paid and whether people actually click on the video. You're being paid based on engagement with the video. So you can earn more from a video that has less views but really high engagement. Like, for whatever reason, when advertisers place ads on that video, people click on it. That means you're going to earn more money. Whereas if you have like a 7-second video that gets 10 million views, you might earn absolutely nothing from that video because it's so short that there's not enough to engage with customers to create those actual clicks. So it's not as simple as just being about views. Indirectly, though, yeah, if you get attention, you get paid for it. But you aren't paid per view. You could calculate how much income you get per view, but that doesn't mean that Google is paying you per view of your video. And for what it's worth, drawing for kids, like, it doesn't matter if you're in Morocco. It doesn't matter where you are. If you develop an audience, whether it's English speaking or Arabic speaking or Darija, I don't. There's a language they speak in Morocco that's similar to Arabic. I think it's Darija or Darija. But
awesome.
yeah, but even like my point here is, don't let things stop you from creating content. If you get known as a person who has a community of people, you can change your life with this. It doesn't matter if you live in Morocco, if you live in Nicaragua, if you live in Algeria, if you live in the US. If you can get traffic, you can get an audience, if you can establish yourself, even if YouTube's not paying you well for the ad revenue, you can do other things to earn money from your YouTube channel. Ad revenue is actually a very ineffective way to monetize your channel compared to how much money you can earn if you have your own product, for example, especially a digital product. In my case, it's courses.
Hello, Gafir. As well, the drawing for kids. If your artwork is directed at the child audience, that's incredibly profitable to advertisers. You're in a niche that gets the maximum output of cost per view because they can market toys and stuff. Now, admittedly, if you were to do drawings of toys and then also open the toy, you'd be making you'd be really directional marketing. But regardless, it's a very good niche to be in. And artistry is, very cool. So it sounds pretty rational to be in that sector of things. I don't know if your channel actually is drawing for kids. I assume so. So if that is the case and you're not really just like a meme lord, meme lords, they're hard to market any one thing out to. They're very bad audience. As for kids though, very different. So if you're not a meme lord, you're sweet drawing for kids. Keep at it. And if you are a meme lord, keep at it too, because I just want to see. I don't want to see your videos.
Nader says, "Oh, hello, Nader. What's up?" He says, "eBay is closing accounts, and it's really frustrating. Can you give me advice how to create stealth account and using online tools? Will these tools make your account flagged?" Oh man, and Kafir joined as soon as I. What's up, Kafir?
Guys, sorry, I didn't hear what you just said. I just want to show you where I am. I don't know how you always catch me in those situations, but I'm actually camping with friends. I don't know if you can see. This is the group of my friends over there.
That's awesome.
This is much more interesting of a video now. Come on, Kafir. Are these people really your friends? Huh? You don't just like random campsite, just pretending like you have friends, right?
Yeah, that's what I go out. I wander out. I see a bunch of people. And I say, "These are my friends."
I live stream it too to make sure some people at least to verify that.
Do they have a fire going, Kafir?
It's going to be. As you can see, there's still light on, but we are fully prepared for everything. We're going to do a barbecue and like a fun bonfire.
Nice.
I love
You get a
bonfires.
few extra bonus sin points for doing the sacrifice right at midnight. Always remember that.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Sweet. What's that in your ear, Kafir?
I don't know.
Oh, nothing. Nothing. Right.
So let me change the subject and ask you, what are you guys talking about? Maybe I can contribute. I have only like a minute, so maybe there is something I could say to contribute.
Well, so, okay, Nader just asked a question, and this is why I was laughing when you joined, because it was kind of... So he said, eBay is closing accounts, and it's really frustrating. Can you give me some advice on how to create stealth accounts and using online tools? Will these tools make your account flagged? And like,
Right.
I read that, and then you joined immediately, which I thought was funny.
That's funny. Well, can I say that we had a call, all the three of us, yesterday?
Yeah.
We got
talk about that.
something like, regardless to what we talked about, as you can understand, I have 1 minute before I can go back there. So before you're talking about working with stealth accounts and under which circumstances would you want to do work in that way, I just wanted to say that I didn't read eBay seller updates. Maybe one of you guys read the eBay it's spring seller updates, where they are again announcing pretty clear and out loud that listing visibility is gonna, like, listings that are retail arbitrage are going to lose some of their visibility. So eBay will rank down such listings, which has to do a lot with the ongoing theory of flagged accounts, which is getting, some people get them more flagged or less flagged, or we had a long discussion about that, but that's not the point right now. Mm-hmm. Whether, like, if you're going to do retail arbitrage, then definitely your listings visibility is going to get affected. And then working with stealth accounts, or generally learning how to work under these circumstances, is okay. I just wanted to say that I've been talking about it a lot, and Jack, in the past days, I've been sending you messages about it. So we are going to release in the upcoming week or two suppliers, which are new suppliers that we integrated with. What we didn't just integrate with them, we also partnered with them, and we partnered with them in order for them. First, all of them have a dropshipping program, and second, all of them are going to provide a resale agreement. This is actually the first time I'm saying it. Like, I've been sending some notes about it, but now it's very, very official, and now it's very, very it's going to happen probably next week or the week after that it's going to get released. And then what we are doing at the same time is we're contacting eBay to make sure that it complies with their new policy and that the listing visibility will sustain, like that you will not lose listings visibility if you do choose to work with those suppliers. And it's important for me to start saying it out loud. I cannot yet assure that it's going to work. We're going to test it. If there are people that are listening to us and they would like to test that and check out these suppliers and integrate them and do all that work, so I invite you to comment below the video. And then Jack, you can contact me. Jack, you can inform me when, or I'll follow this video. I'll try to follow this video and see whoever.
This is the live stream, so it wasn't titled properly to get attention about that. So we'll do a specific
We will do
video.
further videos, exactly. We'll do specific videos for that. I saw the live video and I like to join your chat, and I watched the video that you posted this morning about getting US numbers, which is pretty cool and very useful for, I live in Tel Aviv, and for international people to get a US number is a real hassle. So thank you for sharing that video.
Yeah, it was a hassle for me. But now I found out, and it was super easy.
So as I said, stealth accounts and all of those things, it's all great. But the most important part that you have to understand, if you're going to keep doing retail arbitrage, that means that you are going to not work according to eBay's policy, the eBay's 2019 new policy for dropshipping. Whether you work manual, you work with the software, it doesn't, in the long run, it doesn't gonna matter. So what you wanna do is you wanna follow and follow Jack, for example. That would be great, because we're going to collaborate on that a lot, and see if we can find a solution, a fully legitimate solution that can bring listings visibility to your account, and hopefully to make enough money with those new suppliers and with getting back your listings visibility in order to build a sustainable long-run business. The part about stealth accounts, guys, which is something that I'm going to leave the two of you to talk about. I am willing to talk about it, but as an eBay software, my intentions are always to go together with eBay. Yes, you can still do retail arbitrage from a DSM tool. We're going to add 35 new suppliers. We're going to add new stores that you can work with on DSM tool, like Shopify, that you could integrate to the software. But eventually, if you're choosing to work on eBay, if you choose to do it with retailers, that would mean one thing no matter how you work. And if you choose to try to go more legitimately, you will get more listings visibility. In both ways, it will still be challenging. If you read the dropshipping policy, they write at the bottom, like the most important thing eventually is to understand that you are responsible for the buyer experience. Something me, Jack, and every influencer that you'll hear talking about it talks about the same thing. Eventually, it's about the buyer experience together. But because like even if you do retail arbitrage, you can keep amazing metrics and give an amazing customer service. But you're still, because of the way that you're acting, eBay, because they have 25 million sellers, they say, well, maybe you'll give great customer service, but you're in a group that is risking eBay. And then we don't care that you give such a great service. You're still going to be hurt by the listings visibility thing. So you're going to get less customers to see your product. You can still make back-end profits and stealth accounts, etc., etc. You can still work a whole business around that. But I highly suggest to follow and check out the hopefully new good solutions that we're going to provide.
It makes more sense to work with the platform to earn the platform and yourself money as a team. Ideally, that's the ideal scenario.
That's indeed the ideal scenario.
Against the platform.
We won't lie to people and say that it's the only scenario, but it's the ideal scenario. It's the scenario that I'm going to push people and new dropshippers and people that do dropshipping towards, and we are going to try to provide these solutions. So that's my part for today.
Thank you very much, Kafir, and thanks for giving us more than 12 times what you said you were going to initially. So, Kafir here is pushing everything in a much more ethical way. Like, it is actually a big step in progress because everyone else is trying to get around it.
Yeah, maybe you guys could elaborate a little bit about the workarounds and the things that are still related to retail arbitrage. What would you need in order to keep the less ethical business? Look, I'm not gonna lie. It still can work. It's gonna be something that is still going to happen. I'm not going to be the one that is promoting that, in the DSM tool official videos. But when I talk about it here, I won't lie. It's, people still do it. It's still working. You just need to learn that how to work with, back-end profits and everything that you guys, stealth accounts and everything that you guys are going to talk about, which I prefer not to relate to at this point. Awesome. So if you won't mind, I'll go back to my fake friends over there.
Maybe try and make some friends for once, Kafir. No.
It doesn't matter. I only need them for the live event, and I can go back home.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have fun.
Have a good one.
Ciao, Kafir. Enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Pleasure. Do we have any more questions in the meantime? Someone here, while building my stealth account after creating a new email/eBay, I tried to sign up to a PayPal. Since I'm using Firefox Portable, PayPal directed me to an article to update my web browser, and the update never happened. I keep getting my error on my Mac. Well, do you want to? I assume Safari didn't work. I'll maybe mess this up.
Well, because when you're growing a stealth account, you have to use a browser that controls your footprint. So sometimes people will use a modified version of Firefox Portable. So he could be talking about that.
Right.
I'm trying to. I don't know exactly. But El Hamim, there's a tool called Multi-Login App. Hey, thanks, Kafir. multi-login enables you to log into a lot of different profiles, and you might want to try using multi-login, Elhamim, instead of using Firefox Portable, because essentially, like, PayPal might be able to tell that you're using a client that controls the footprint, so you have to use a different client where PayPal can't notice that, because that's why PayPal is telling you to update your web browser. That makes sense. I honestly, that's super specific, and I haven't personally grown stealth accounts. I've just like talked to people who have about the process. Sweet. All right, I was just doing this for an hour today, so I'm gonna head out soon. Is there anything you want to talk about, Jamie, or anybody else have any final questions?
Well, Jack, I mean, we'd spend as long as we desire shitting the breeze, like, but I'm happy enough. I don't want to be speaking here because they're here for you.
Maybe
Well,
they're here for you.
Do I have any last questions to ask you? I might. Well, give me one though. Give me just a little second. I'll try and make it as relatable to like a public aspect as possible. No, all these are very specific. What about you? Just split the halfway house of your new content and your old content. What is it that what is it that drop shipping has created in your life? Like, just from the drop shipping, like, what has it done for you? How much, you talk about, you were there at a very depressed time and you've moved forward. What is that moving forward? What is there new in your life that there wasn't before? What do you have access to?
I can definitely answer that. Okay, so before, when I first started dropshipping, I was really sick. I had a lot of problems with fatigue, so my life did not look like it looks now at all. I was working, I had a salary job. I made, what did he say? In carpentry. So I was managing a warehouse, and I was doing like the engineering of the products. So designers would design closets for people, like really fancy closets, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 closets. And then they would use a program to design it. And then I would have to look at that program and identify every single piece that was necessary in order to build that closet in real life. So it was like engineering work, basically, working with spreadsheets, that kind of thing. And I really liked that job. It was really challenging and very fulfilling. But I was super, super sick. And I was also really scared because I wasn't working on video game development. I wasn't doing YouTube. I wasn't doing things that, like, I didn't have any of my own business. I was working for other people. So I quit that job also because I was too tired. I couldn't do it anymore. And I started working as a barista at Starbucks. And at this point, I don't have very much money at all. I'm living in one of the most expensive counties in the United States, and I have a job that paid like $11 an hour or something like that, which, for Nicaragua is huge, amazing money, but in the US, that wasn't enough money to really cover necessities. I basically paid my rent and food, and that was it. I couldn't go out and eat with my friends when I wanted to. I couldn't cook extravagant foreign meals. I couldn't buy things I was interested in. Say that there was a new game that I wanted to play. I didn't have the console to play it, and even if I did, I didn't have the money to buy the game. So I would entertain myself downloading stuff illegally and that kind of thing because I just didn't have the money. So it was a very different quality of life back then. And I was super, super, super sick. I thought that I would never be healthy again. I saw the way that my friends were. They were able to drink alcohol, and I couldn't. I got to, my hangovers were really, really bad. I couldn't do the same things that my friends could do. And I accepted that would be the rest of my life. I was never going to have energy, and I was like, okay, now that I accept this, I understand this is the way my life will be. How do I earn money if I can't work full time? How do I do this? How do I figure this out? So I started selling stuff on eBay, right? And then I started getting into drop shipping. And at this point in my life, I still am working as a barista in a coffee shop. I'm also doing eBay on the side, and I'm not really earning any money from the eBay on the side, just a little bit. But I started to feel like it was interesting. I was at least doing something that might lead to something in the future. Like, I definitely understood in the beginning that even though all I was doing was buying Nintendo games and reselling them on eBay, I knew that I was getting experience in e-commerce, and that somehow was going to change my life in the future. I didn't know how back then, but I knew that I was doing something that would make it technically possible for those changes to happen. Whereas if you're just working a day job, you're not trying anything, you're not making YouTube videos, you're not selling, you're not reselling, then the chance of that change happening is really unlikely. So at this point in my life, dropshipping starts to represent quite a big opportunity to me, because I'm spending a lot of time finding items to physically sell on eBay. Going out, cleaning them, testing them, acquiring them, shipping them. All of this is really time consuming. So I learned about drop shipping, and it's like, oh, I could keep selling on eBay without having to clean it, do any of the other stuff. From my perspective, that's way easier than having to deal with all the physical goods and that kind of stuff. And so I started doing that for about a year. And I was earning a little bit of money, but not enough money to like quit my job, if that makes sense. That didn't really happen.
Well, how was it compared to the barista?
Say it again. How did what compare?
How much more money were you making compared to just doing the barista?
Honestly, I can't accurately answer that question because I wasn't properly keeping track of anything. Like, I would just spend money if I had it, if I knew it would make me happy and I was able to make things work. But I took a lot of risks, and I didn't have, like, I have a much better financial sense now than I did before. But at the same time, I'm only in this position I'm in now because I was willing to spend money that I didn't have. Basically, I started doing dropshipping videos, right? And this is when I started to think that I really wanted to have a YouTube channel, but I didn't know how to start. I knew that I had this voice in my head that shared positive information, and I needed a medium for that voice to exist on so other people could engage with that. And I knew that was a thing, but I didn't know how to get started. So for me, dropshipping became super appealing because I made dropshipping videos and they would get a lot of attention, at least compared to anything else, any of the other content I made. So it started to be even easier for me to not really pay attention at all to how much money I was actually earning and just focus on how do I create interesting videos? How do I create dramatic videos? How do I create controversial videos that get attention, but also inspire and encourage people to kind of chase their dreams and do this kind of stuff? So once I started doing the YouTube videos, it became really easy for me to stop focusing on the profit. And I really wasn't earning, like, there were times that I lost money from bulk drop shipping, and at the most in a month I earned like $2,000. But I spent everything. Like, I spent all of it. Like, when I was earning money, that was when I still had reserves on my PayPal account. So even though I had earned a couple grand, like, I had $3,000 or $4,000 on hold in my PayPal account, so I wasn't able to see much of it. And then basically, I had a chance to go to Nicaragua to work with Marcus Augustine, who was hosting Grind Camp, because of the videos that I'd done about bulk. Because I was doing something that other people weren't doing, which made me a figure in the dropshipping community. And I was well known enough that Mark invited me to participate in this event, right? So I went to participate in that event, and I didn't have enough money saved up. Instead of paying my eBay bill that month, I remember I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to buy a plane ticket. I'm going to buy everything I need. I need a laptop so that I can work. I don't have a laptop. So I bought a laptop, bought the plane ticket, did all that instead of paying my eBay bill. And then went off to Nicaragua because from my perspective, I was like, nothing else matters. I'm going to be around people with information I'm going to absorb, and that information is going to change my life. Like that's what I thought. And so that is what put me in a position where I had the information, where I now view online income as just another occupation. That's how dropshipping really changed things for me. Because before dropshipping, I had doubts about how people earned money online. There was a paranoid part of my mentality. My brain didn't believe that it was possible. I didn't believe that you could earn money online without like working all the time or without doing something illegal. Like for some reason, I just didn't think it could be done. But then when I participated in Grind Camp and I looked in the eyes of 20 people who earned money online through various different platforms, only like 2 or 3 of them were drop shippers. The others were Instagram influencers or Facebook people or Pinterest people or blog runners or other YouTubers. Like after that, it changed my mentality. I could not believe that it was impossible anymore because I had met people who literally do it. It wasn't like, oh, I know those people exist. I fucking talked to them. They're real. I saw them. I witnessed them. I became part of them, right? So drop shipping is what enabled me to be in that environment. And that was the turning point for me. After that environment, I understood, okay, I just need digital products. I have a YouTube channel. I don't monetize my YouTube channel. I need a digital product. What can I do? Oh, I can make a course. So I made a dropshipping course. And then that's the moment where I no longer needed the income from dropshipping because I had the income from courses. And for me, it was a bit controversial, and I didn't like that I was earning money from the dropshipping course, but I wasn't actively earning money dropshipping. I didn't make the course in a way that was a problem. Like, it's not like I was like, hey, just do as I do, you're going to be fine. It was very much, I was very honest in the course, talked about like my experience, the limitations, the risks, everything. But that was really the turning point. Dropshipping enabled me to be invited to an event that changed my mentality. After that, everything else changed.
So it wasn't really at all about making money. It was the fact that knowing you could make money that allowed the leverage to get into a position where then you can see other people that had made money and thus eventually get a better attitude about how to connect with people. And that connections is eventually what led to you to have the better environment for you. So it actually has nothing to do with how much money you've made in that whole process. It's now just the better attitude you have about life and being able to do as you please.
It's all about the mentality. If you change the way that you think,
cool.
then your environment, like, you are a product of your environment. So you can try and change yourself, but really what's much easier is to change your environment to change yourself.
Well, it's very good principles to instill there. I think one person has one more question for you about why'd you move to Nicaragua?
So that kind of led into that, actually. So I moved to Nicaragua because I was earning some money online, but not enough to quit my job. So I was actually pretty frustrated because I could tell that I wasn't developing as fast as I could be because I was a barista. I was making coffee, making lattes, this kind of thing. I was spending too much time doing that, and that was causing me to not see how to improve my business. And that bothered me. So I got an opportunity to go to Nicaragua for just a couple weeks to go visit there for a little bit. And the cost of living in Nicaragua is super low. So this completely opened my eyes to the fact that if you earn money online, you can live in a third world country I say third world, that's not true. Anyway, you can live in a country like Nicaragua and effectively double or triple your income just by changing your geographical location. So that is what originally brought me into Nicaragua. It's why I had the courage to go there, was because there was an event with a YouTuber that I knew. So I wouldn't have just randomly gone to another country, although that is absolutely an opportunity that anybody can do. But now, so like I came to Nicaragua, I lived here for 9 months in the past, and then I went back to the States for 9 months, and now I'm back in Nicaragua because this is the better place for me to be.
Cool. Is it a better environment than you had before, just in terms of like, you know, daylight stuff, not the depth of things here.
Oh, yeah.
What's it like flight wise to get away from Nicaragua though? Like, let's say you want to go back to America, how much does a flight cost?
$400 round away.
Right. So hey, that's just 10 hours of consulting.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Oh man,
that's insane. Getting on the flight and going across probably takes you longer.
The flights aren't that long. Like going to California, you've spent about as much time. If you go from the East Coast to the West Coast, that's about the same amount of time as going from one of the coasts to Nicaragua. It's not that far.
Oh, right. Well, I was thinking as well, like getting to the airport, going through security, through whatever. Like, we might end up being like 10 hours. But no. I hope the flight's maybe only like 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. Like,
all right, guys.
I think that's all the questions we have.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for participating, Jamie. It's
always
always
no
good
problem,
to not
Jack.
be alone.
It's always a pleasure. Have a great day. And thanks to everyone for their company.
What Nad said, I believe making courses is very profitable, but I have doubts if it's for me. I'm not good at making videos.
You're not good at making videos because you haven't made fucking videos, Nad. Get some fucking Nads on you and make some videos. I'm sorry.
No, so Nad, you can make video. Like you fully have the potential to be good at making video. You just feel like you're not good at making video, which will make you not good at making video. I felt like that as well when I started my YouTube channel. But you just have to keep making videos. You just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again. The idea is you get yourself to a point where you create videos so easily you don't even have to try. Like in my case, video is a consequence of life for me. Like I don't have to try to make videos. It just happens. It's my way of dealing with the things that happen to me. I make videos in response to emotions I feel. I just get in that state and I make a video. Like I can't stop making videos, right? But the only reason that's true is because of how often I've made videos. I started out just like you. I felt like nobody would watch my videos. I felt like I couldn't make videos. I felt like, how can I keep talking throughout this? Because in person, I'm not a very talkative person at all. I'm completely different on YouTube. Very talkative. I can talk like in my own video for 30 minutes or an hour. In person, not like that at all. That is completely different. Like a lot of the people who know me in person are like, you're so quiet in person, and then we look at your YouTube channel and you're just talking. That's normal. So don't let yourself, like Nad, be careful about saying things like, oh, I don't know if it's for me, or I'm not good at making video. By telling yourself that, you make it true. Anytime you say that, you are limiting yourself. What you have to tell yourself is, I want to make video, I will get better. And then you just keep making videos. Really, if you think that you could make courses and you think it's profitable, then you should just do it. And so I'm going down this route now because
might not necessarily be too profitable.
If you
initially, but eventually.
Nad, if you go to my Skillshare link in the description of the video, you can go to my classes, and you can find courses about everything you need to make courses or run a YouTube channel. Okay? I have courses about running a YouTube channel. I have courses about keyword SEO research, so how to figure out what subjects to make your YouTube videos about based on demand in the market. I have a course about how to make a Skillshare course which is my favorite platform. It's the best for starting. Then I have a course about how to do live streams like this, or record screencast video, which is anytime you're showing your laptop screen. And then also a course about video editing. So if you want to make courses, you can get all of this information for free. Just sign up through the Skillshare free trial. You get 60 days, and then you can get all of this content for free. Just make sure that you cancel the subscription before it pays, because you get 60 days for free, but after that it's going to charge you $15 a month. So you want to make courses, all the information you need is right here. It's also in my YouTube channel. You're also welcome to go to calendly.com/JackPitman and book a call with me. I will help you make free content for a YouTube channel. So say that you have a YouTube channel, you can talk to me. We talk about anything you want, any subject. We record it for free and it goes on your YouTube channel. Or we record it and it goes on my YouTube channel. It has to be recorded for it to be free. Either recorded and on your channel or recorded and on my channel. Aside from that, you can pay. It's $20 per 30 minutes. And then we talk about anything and don't privatize that. If you want to use that for like counseling, or you want to be held accountable, or you want to pick my brain for something and you don't want to deal with recording, that's always an option. But if you're interested in making courses, all the information you need is in these Skillshare courses. All the encouragement you need, literally everything. But these aren't... Go on, Jamie.
Can I add that the $20 for half an hour is a very affordable proposition for someone with so much knowledge comparatively. If you're looking at other job shippers, you're talking like $100 an hour starting, and they don't have the a lot. They might have near the information Jack has, but Jack's much more personal and really get you the answers you need in the way you need them. So I recommend Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Jamie. Although, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are people who are very able to help. Like, I'm not interested in giving people a step-by-step guide of exactly how they should dropship. Like, it's like that phrase, if you give a person a fish, you fed them for a day, but if you teach them how to fish, you feed them for life. Like, I don't want to tell people exactly what to do. I want to challenge people and show them and inspire them how to change their mentality so that they can clearly see what they need to do. But that's really hard and tricky and abstract. So
yeah, because I mean, give a man a fish, eats for a day. Teach a man a fish, eats for his whole life. Give a man the theory about how to fish, and he might just start a trailer of a trailer net or something and start catching bigger things. I don't know. Jack, what's the idea behind that? Is that by not teaching them directly just how to fish, they'll go on to more actively catch more fish?
Well, it's just like okay, so I get a lot of questions that are really, really, really basic, and it shows that, like, I know that the person has encountered an obstacle, and their solution to the obstacle is ask Jack and wait. And that mentality guarantees that they're even if I actually follow through and give them all the information they need, that mentality guarantees they're going to get stuck at their next obstacle. And so that's why I'm so hesitant about like those kind of questions.
Give a man a fish to eat for the day, force a man to fish, might not learn anything. Teach a man how to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life.
Yeah. And it's like in this circumstance, a lot of people, like, they don't even want me to give them the fish. They want me to fish for them so they don't have to. And it's like, this is the whole point. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, okay, I'm going to leave now. This is fun. See you, Jamie. See you, everybody watching. Ciao.